into the action here between the Timbermen and Mythic. Team Mythic, Mythic Reborn, Mythical Mythics, Mythicales. I'm curious about what we're gonna get from them this season. They've managed to hang around, but they haven't really. It used to be that they were the gatekeepers of playoffs way back in the day, and they've been the gatekeepers of relegation more often than not. So I'd like to see them get back to at least being a bit more of a threat. Would be cool to see. Oh, Dooley's in towards Khan. It's a solo play though, so 1 for 1. Goes down Dare. Not a bad result for the T side, provided they can recover the bomb. With Cooper's position, they're going to take their time clearing out Khan and making sure that that's the case.
Yeah, I think
Flom gets himself some Doolies.
Jetter's going to get the headshot on Tate. I think they'll become the gatekeepers when CS2 comes out, right?
I don't know about that
waiting. Oh, nice shot
They're
from Snap.
biding their time. Conserving strength. Snap, though. He's not conserving anything here. Clinical with his bullets. Headshots only, and well, Truck Lover might require another nutty clip, and this time it's not going to happen.
Not happening indeed against the tougher competition for sure than he was facing in the bug of the Timbermen. 1-0 in their favor, and one of the problems for Mythic throughout 2023 is that they haven't been able to take a map off of Timbermen. Sure, it hasn't been that many, and they've only been BO1s, but all 3 BO1s they faced off against Timbermen against, it hasn't been pretty. I think they got maximum 10 rounds in one of them, and then the other 2, I think it was 2 rounds and 9 rounds, unless I'm mistaken. But yeah, so they haven't been able to do too much. Maybe that'll change here in a BO3 because BO1s aren't necessarily indicative of what's going to happen here in this type of matchup. Anyway, Flom, nice opener. Dare goes down. How does that even happen?
I don't know. Without impact, I mean, damage done, but that's I think it was just off of a flashbang, right? But get Glock down. Not a great start here. Shouldn't be too concerning just yet. Shouldn't be.
No, should be okay.
Especially with these players wounded up on armored pistols. Not going to get you much, but what is happening? How on earth does Freak win that duel despite the aim punch coming back his way? Okay, suddenly this is getting way more spicy. What is happening right now? This is 3 unanswered kills from the unarmored pistols. Finally, Jitter does something, but we're just going to come back in to try and trade this. He'll do exactly that. This round has gotten not just out of whack, but out of good taste, out of good conscience. And okay, there's still a chance for Shane to recover. These players are so low. One HE in the right place could be devastating, but he also has no information at this point, so he's caught between the 2 sites.
This is just what I love about Mythic. They can just come out with these plays that are so ridiculous, so unexpected, because they're the type of team that with all those years of experience have a ton of confidence in so many different situations that you really can't count them out of literally anything. Shane going to have the MP9. But, I mean, this is going to be difficult. Does he have an 8? Oh, he does. Oh, goodness. Where does it go? Nowhere.
Nope. Doesn't find a kill. And now 4 crosshairs. It just might not matter.
Yeah.
I mean, he's desperate, right? He's revealing his position because he just doesn't know. And he doesn't have a kit. He doesn't have anything really working in his favor. He's going to give this a look, but that's a lot of clears. And you can see these players in bathrooms are playing back. And with Cooper's health, he really just has to stay alive. There's first contact. But as Truck Lover expected, he is. Okay. Time starting to become an issue, but Shane could just get the stick on the bomb. Be a full 10 seconds. Give it an attempt, and down he goes. Wow. So a Glock round. Unarmored pistols from Mythic, and they somehow find it. That was 3 unanswered kills. 3 unanswered kills. This is actually absurd.
Yeah, and I mean, it was a P250 though. It wasn't necessarily the Glock coming in. I think one of them was a Glock kill. The other 2 were P250. Still, I mean, unarmored, right? Freak winning that battle towards long doesn't make much sense. The fact that at the beginning, I think it was Snap going down after pushing up towards T-spawn, towards the tunnels. That was ridiculous. I didn't even think that they would win that fight after they took all that damage, but they did. Snowballing again and again and again in Mythic's favor, and they pick up a crazy first round. And one that didn't really invest much into, like you said, it was just pistols. That was it. This is the actual investment coming through, at least for some players, because the others just settled with what they had. Cooper and Freakazoid keeping the FAMAS and the MP9 they carried over from that previous round. What an interesting start to this one. And now Shane sticks around for way too long on that boost, almost pays for it with his life, but luckily is able to back off, at least luckily for him, with 29 HP. It is going to be a forced buy for Timbermen, so they're trying to steal this round right on back from Mythic. And the stack is in the right site.
It is. And Mythic right now don't have a lot of information elsewhere, so they haven't pulled a ripcord on this, but they're seeing a lot of spam. There's a lot of spam. Couple spots. Freak got spammed down low. It might just bail out of this, and it seems like that's going to be the case. So they're making the right read. But in the same breath, timbermen are taking space in towards construction. They're starting to gain this ground.
Yeah.
That might trigger the rotation.
Mythic's still got a couple of players. They're still going back to the B site.
They're coming back. They've seen too much, actually. Oddly enough, because of the spam, because of the push now through, they're wondering what they're trying to sell. And they're kind of smelling that something might be up here. Either that or they're just completely paralyzed with indecision. No, here comes the execute. They're going in towards B. It is the light site now. Nice find for Shane. Let's see if they can continue to hold up. The rotation's back on. Mythic very slow into this take. They're dumping a ton of util, but just kind of telegraph things. And now they're starting to lose bodies. Pistols getting kills back the other way. You have enough crosshairs. It just doesn't really matter what guns you have in hand. Winning to the truck lover clip. It's not going to happen. So, all right. Force by wars are on.
I love it. I love it. The pistols reigning supreme. More pistol frags than any other gun so far in this match.
For Mythic, the problem there doesn't come down to the guns. Doesn't come down to the guns that are against them. It comes down to how snappy they are on the execute. They mill about. They have no control towards A. Then they go find the control towards A. Say, actually, we want to B in the first place, which is the right call. But then the exec is so slow. Utility's kind of dripping and drabbing out. That the rotation just comes right back down. On Overpass, that's going to happen. If you allow those opportunities against pistols, they can be 5 on site like that.
Yeah, it wasn't only util dripping out, it was the bodies too. They were going one after the other, individual play after individual play, and just that's not going to work. Definitely not an Overpass, like you said. Jitter, getting a flashbang primed and ready. Mythic, obviously, like you said, the force by wars are on, so they're buying up once more. Cooper actually had enough to get an AWP in the mix, and he's always very scary to go up against when he has that in his hands. 2 AKs, the Deagle, and the Tech 9 round out thereby. And Mythic are going to go a little bit slower. And as I mentioned, Cooper with that op, you can never count him out. And he takes down Dare right off the docket.
Dare wanted a little information. Playing around the bathrooms. Now it's going to cost them. And rotation's not here just yet. Means that it's going to be largely left to Jitter to defend this A site. Mythic methodical. For the moment in their map control, but this is going to get interesting. Snav's pushing. Snav's pushing. He's not being held for. Hitting the back lines could be in trouble here, and as they're grouping again, it's slow for Mythic. So they have no control towards B. They've established this control in towards the bathroom. They're even going to get an upgrade here for Truck Lover. But at some point, they need to move forward. And actually, Hate is holding the flank, so this isn't bad. The problem is the bodies are on site. Freak takes the first. Oh, the second as well. Here we go. Executing positions, but Shane somehow brings back 2 the other way. Still, this should be a tough situation for Snav. Looks like he wants to attempt it. First point of call is on to Hate. And Hate will push him right back down the stairs. A nice shot out from Hate. I don't know whether that was 2 bodies or a headshot, but either way.
He pushed him back.
Snav is going to have to save.
Yeah. So Mythic, come right on back and get their second round. Back and forth we go. Going to round number 5. Yep.
Couldn't have it any other way.
Of course not. This is kind of what we expected, right? A little bit of craziness between these 2 squads. And if you're looking at players to keep an eye out for on the Timbermen in particular, probably want to check out Dare, because Dare throughout all of last season was consistently incredibly strong for this squad. 378 frags overall in 19 maps played. That includes the playoffs, plus 36 kill to death differential, 1.11 KDR, and 27 3 kill plus rounds, 4 of them 4Ks, and he leads the team in led the team in all those categories last season. So definitely a player that can have a big impact here. The other one, Shane, was behind him by quite a significant margin. I think it was more than 60 frags, but 312 frags for him and 22 3 kill plus rounds with 2 4Ks and 2 aces. So those 2 players probably worth keeping an eye on. On the Mythic side, we already talked about it. Cooper, he's incredible. I think Freak behind him, so the Abdir brothers, and Flom, who's actually kind of rescinded the op duties to Cooper. They were sharing it at one point, no longer. Cooper is their primary opper.
Yeah, kind of hard to argue.
Yep.
Kind of hard to argue with that one. Flom's
No
like,
question.
yeah, you know what? You know what, Coop? Yeah, you
Take
got
it. Yep.
You know, there must be some confusion on this team because Cooper's name is Austin, but his tag is Cooper. Truck Lover's name is Cooper, but his tag is Truck Lover. That ever shows some discord in the server?
That is a good question. I don't know.
Is there a player in the server whose Hate's name Truck? Because that would, if not, he should change it.
I don't think
legally.
anyone's name is Truck, Mike.
I guarantee in the United States of America there is at least one
No
person
way.
whose name is Truck.
I don't believe
I
it.
would take great odds on that. I don't know how we would find out. I guess census data. But, well, a couple kills here on towards the site. We'll stop talking about the name Truck. Start talking about the fact that this bomb has a long way to cover to get the bomb planted. But, based on the posturing from Timbermen, well, might not be much resistance. They're going to save. They're backing off of this.
Yeah, I mean, wars by wars are officially over, and because they forced up in this round, if they try to go for something heroic, it probably wouldn't yield that much, and they'd lose even more.
Babycenter.com. Truck. Baby boy. Name, meaning, origin, and popularity.
Okay, go ahead.
There are 3 babies per million.
3?
Named Truck.
Wow.
In 2021, apparently.
Well,
this is baby. Wait, hold on. This is Baby Center user. I don't know if that makes. I don't know what Baby Center user data is.
I don't know what that is either.
But it does not surprise me in the slightest. My first name .rocks. Also, there's a website that's names.org. What does the name Truck mean? Bro, it means you were named after a truck. What are you talking about?
Listen. I won't believe it until I actually see them face to face or some sort of visual confirmation that they exist, because I don't think any parent is cruel enough. I don't know. It just seems weird.
John, I don't know how this is something you can't believe. People are named all sorts of things.
It's okay. I get it. You're right. People are named all sorts of things, but it's just that would be weird.
The only thing that's required
That's like-
to have a child is very little.
That's true.
A lot of people have kids. Speaking of acquiring very little, this site not going to take much
No,
because they
it's
are
not.
rocking in towards B, and you've only got Frankie. Push back into Graffiti. Let's see what he wants to do, right? Because this is a full take. Bomb's going to be down. He's stuck. Molotov going to force him forward, and I think...
Frankie.
They did not hear the tick. So Frankie actually does some damage here. He is the only player with a rifle, though. There's only 2 more sets of armor. Actually, I lied. Jitter's got a gun. So now this retake could get interesting. Cooper's controlling this, though.
I think they're playing
he
for
was just
exits.
spotted. And they don't want this. They don't want this heat. Not about this life. They need to get past Cooper's op right now. And actually, he's wise to the fact that Shane might have gone all the way around the world. So they're not going to have a chance to win this round, I don't think, just based on the time. Seems like damage is going to be the aim of the game.
Yeah, they just wanted exits the whole time. And Jitter does at least get another one. So that's a couple of frags found, although Cooper finds the response. Timbermen didn't really invest much into this round. They just wanted to carry over what they could. And oh, nice little frag from Truck Lever right on the tail end there to make this one a little more expensive for Shane. Although it would have been a buy-up anyway. I'm sure he wanted to hang on to that. 4-2 for Mythic, as they now have, what is it, 3 in a row, right?
Are you familiar with... Yes, they do. Are you familiar with the meme of the truck coon?
No.
Feels like something you would know about. So
I
you
don't.
familiar with isekais, John?
No.
The genre of isekais in like anime and all that.
What is the
Basically
genre?
anything where the protagonist wakes up in another world.
Yes.
Sword
Yes.
Art
Yes.
Monster
yes.
Rancher, so on and so forth.
Yes.
All those.
Absolutely. Yes.
So you know how like 90% of them start with the protagonist getting hit by a car or a truck,
Right.
generally, and then waking up in the other world.
Yes.
Well, the meme is that Truck Kun is actually a character in it,
Okay.
and then send them to the new world.
Okay, so we're still on the truck name then.
We're sticking with truck as a theme.
Okay.
These last few rounds have not been terribly interesting because we were having sort of very meager drip dry force buys.
Yes.
Now we actually have a buy here from Timberman, so we'll see if they do anything. But I'm still on truck.
Oh, Dara's got one on Freak. The thing is, Mike, like it's like naming someone webcam or keyboard. Like you just
Sure.
why? Why would you name something after an object?
Webcam's a little more esoteric, but I bet there's someone named Keyboard out there
Oh God.
who just like hates their parents for that and calls themselves Kevin.
You would
or
have
something.
to change your name when you legally could at that point.
Changing your name is very difficult. A lot of people just call themselves things and it's not actually their name.
Yeah, well, do that then. Because wow. 30 seconds left. What is Mythic thinking at this point? They need to go for an execute. And looks like the A site will be their final destination. Hate pushing up. some support from long. Only one player there. The bulk of the attacks are coming from the bathrooms in short A. Frankie's got one. They've got very little time left now to get much of anything done. The bomb's been dropped. 10 seconds left. Frankie's going to get another one. This round is over. Nothing Cooper can do to get that bomb planted, and he's just going to try and save the off.
Can't blame him for that. They get stuck out. So a little bit of a stall out. I mean, it starts with just an individual move being made out towards long, and then that instantly stalls Mythic, right? That's a one-on-one, just taking on an aim fight. Now, once that happens, they slow way down. By the time they're coming in towards the site, they don't have the time to diligently clear things, so they're kind of swinging. And Timbermen will be happy to play that every day of the week. Now, I mean, that was honestly the tough round. You don't have all the utility. You don't have everything you want. Now the money starts to build up. Yes, there's going to be a reinvestment from Mythic, but here's where you get a real chance to show us your CT side. And you've got the op out.
Talked about how good Dare is with that op. He's also excellent at finding opening frags and giving him his team's 5v4s. Last season, he had 72 of them, and his team won 77.8% of the rounds where he found those opening frags. So let's see if he can do more of that here. Shane, just info hopping at the moment, waiting for the opportunity to toss his nade on forward. Mythic are slowing up the play, as they did in the previous round as well. Jitter's watching for this boost, so if Mythic does it, they could find themselves down. There it is.
Truck levels watch for. Truck more like wreck in this round because he's gonzo. And now, let's see what happens to Mythic, because last time they lost the initial pick, everything kind of sputtered. This time, Freak's trying to take some space out towards long. He has been afforded the opportunity. Dare's holding it, but very passive. Back towards the site. This is going to be interesting on the smoke fade. We got Snav retreating now. Look out, this kind of tips it off. Long's just trying to get some spots, and he's got the kill. Now this will distract. This will pull the op off the angle. Now Long is a little bit open.
Oh.
That's a good shot from Dare, but he's under pressure. Has to stay alive. He's up to the task. This op is singing, and Dare, he'll do so very much, even tagging the final player, setting up the round for the Timbermen.
That's what Dare does best. Told you he is something else once he finds his rhythm, and that was really unbelievable. Just flicking back and forth, finding 3 in a row, and like you mentioned, almost the 4th. He tagged the player, and they were finished off. So after that 3-round run for Mythic, Timbermen are finding their footing. They got 2 in a row, and they forced Mythic onto a pistol buy-up. There is Freakazoid going for the hero AK, though. We'll see if that works out, as they are leaning pretty heavily into Monster right now. 4 players. Are they going to go for a quick pop into B site? Perhaps so. They're waiting for the Molotov and smoke to dissipate first, though. Here they come. 25 seconds in.
Not even triggering the flash, they're just running contact on it. Well, on contact, they will all vaporize.
Yep. Didn't have much. They tried for something, and it didn't work at all. They're just trying to play off contact, like you said, and nada. Timbermen taking the lead, 5-4 now. They will have a decent amount of economy built up underneath them as well. Looking pretty good along with 3 AKs. That's a pretty ideal scenario for a CT side. Over on Mythic, they got the 4 AKs, the MAC-10 util though. Very, very light. Only a couple of smokes, 3 flashes, and a Molotov to work with, along with an HE, but I'm not sure how much of a difference that'll make. Look at the aggression here from Timbermen. 2 players posted out near party, another player pushing up from long. Eventually they have to fall off of this, and they do. They just wanted some early information, maybe find a pick, didn't get it, and now they're going to play more passive. Well, Frankie still sticks around. Jitter is lucky to be alive. Oh my goodness, the bullet goes right through the wall, into his head, luckily through the wall, because if it wasn't, he would have been dead.
Totally unconfirmed damage, and instead they'll collect Freakazoid. So, again, Dare with that AWP, making some impact early on, and he'll fade back towards the site. Meanwhile, they've left Frankie forward. He's yet to be activated, and now he's starting to creep around. Could have the flank on. They're not going to expect this because of where the Opera was positioned. This is going to be really interesting, and Frankie actually takes it in towards the playground. So they've actually... Oh my goodness, they've just completely circumvented the A-site defense. This is going to be a bomb plant, almost certainly. Through the smoke. That's so bold from Jitter. It would have maybe been better served playing retake, but they do get the kill. They get the bomb down now. So it's Mythic and a 3-on-4 into the retake. This is a much better scenario than they've had to play with really since the guns have come out for Timbermen. There's plenty of util for the retake. They can make this work, but... Oh, it's these deep angles here for Flom. He's taking a fight straight to them, and now this is going to slow down Snav as well on the approach. He's looking for it, but he's not ready. He's not on the angle. It's all the initiative for Flom. And this bomb now taking away. It's such a tough situation for Frankie and Dare. When they had teammates to play off of, that was one thing. But it doesn't seem like they fancy their chances here. They're going to back away.
Yeah, good hold from Mythic. And, I mean, look, Timbermen actually lucky to get into a 4v3 given the early opening damage that was done to Jitter. But Mythic just found that empty site, worked it well, and have 3 players standing at the end of it. 5-5, all tied up again. So Mythic making up for some slightly less than stellar T rounds prior to that, with some good movement and maneuvering. Last time Timbermen were on Overpass, they were facing off against Strife and lost that one in double overtime, 20-22. Top frag then was Snav with 32, and he also had the top ADR at 87.5. Right now, he's not. It's actually Shane at the top at 9 and 5, followed very closely by Jitter.
Stuck here by the fountain. Just trying to take a little bit of space. They'll drop a smoke. Now they'll start to take ground. They've shifted the op down lower, so it would be a good time to attack A. Under control, util clearing out positions, trying to gain a space into the bathrooms. This is a little bit more like it from Mythic. You see the util function with what they're trying to do. Before, on a lot of their takes, it was kind of one or the other. You either had the util hitting or you have the players going out, both in concert. So the first stage is good. Frankie got a little bit of a flash for a peek. He didn't see anything, though, so it's not actionable intel. He's going to slip into the bathrooms. Flom, looking for this fight. Looking for this clear. Just going to check it, and he hears the tag. So there's the kill going in. Big opener for Flom. Pressure on the snap. He's the only one here, and with him falling, this has to be a save for the remaining team.
Wow. Another great take here from Mythic, and Flom in particular, just seeing that smoke and saying something's not right here. I just got to try and spam this, and once he gets that audio cue, he connects for the frag, and that was pretty much it for the Timbermen with only 1 player left in that site and 4 coming in from Mythic. There was just very little that could be done. So Mythic trading, getting that lead back into their hands. Dare is going to manage to hang on to this off. Freakazoid was hunting a little bit. I don't know how much more of a hunt we'll see from Mythic because their money's not exactly great. But they'll be happy to find that lead once more. Looking at Mythic's last time on Overpass was actually in relegation, Mike, where they defeated Davenport University 2-1. Overpass was the deciding map, and they won that one 16-12. Cooper, of course, at the top, 35 frags and 119.9 ADR. And
they beat them so bad everyone left the university shortly after.
Unfortunately, kind of true, but
don't think it was because of that.
Yeah.
Don't think it was because of that. But hey, I mean, maybe that's the impact of Mythic's Overpass.
It blew them away.
Blew them away from an education. Same gang, same.
Kind of sad that happened, but... Anyway.
Mythic with a lead here. And
truck lover, there we go.
There we go. Throw a brick down on the gas pedal of that truck because he's just racing on in. There's a trade, though. Dare with the op. Be a little bit more implicated in this round. That's a great flashbang. Freakazoid just gets caught wandering in the open. And his teammates had backed away, so a little disjointed there. Now the control can be established here for the Timbermen. Past the smoke, though. That's a huge kill. They're down for the count, and they're just making moves. Money moves, perhaps. The flashbang can set up Flom for the next phase, and he's got it as well. Flom starting to fry here, but his teammates not so much. So it's just Flom. Disjointed, separated from the bomb. A nade to do a bit of damage on a Frankie, but he's going to need a whole lot more of that. He is just full W holding.
Yeah, I mean, Frankie turned around and said, hey, what's all that noise? I think he's just trying to grab the bomb and maybe attract attention at the same time. He could rotate back towards the A site.
Ooh, things get spicy now. Flom could be anywhere.
I think he's just trying to hope that they rotate back.
Do it. Oh, caught in
Oh.
transition. Good damage. Good damage, though. Only one player surviving, even though they're going to lose the round here. Mythic now has a prime chance to crack the eco on the next.
Yeah, that was a really good run there by Flom. That was a very weird bounce from the smoke that was thrown into tunnel. So by the time it blooms, Flom's already past it because he had the opportunity to see that no one was in front of him because of how long that smoke took to actually go off. And then he gets that beautiful frag to start things off. Then the follow-up. The thing is, his teammate goes down. He's left by his lonesome and could not pull off the clutch. But great effort. And like you mentioned, fantastic economic damage. All tied up at 6-6, a very back and forth affair. Cooper's priming that Molotov, likely going to toss it right onto site or towards barrels. It is towards barrels, but an air burst. Oh no, Shane's comfortable.
At least they have the presence of mind to realize it didn't land. But yeah, this is going to look very good for the Timbermen now, and it's all falling apart. Flom, the lone wolf, he was supposed to be the lurk to catch the rotations, and instead, he's the only one. He is it. The site take vaporized on contact. Again, issues with the utility costing Mythic opportunities. That's just, you know, it's a lot of things. When you've got a site take set up, if one piece starts to not land, it's a bit of a cascade effect. And that's exactly what happened, because the whole idea is that the Molotov is supposed to force the player into the earlier fight so you can clear them out in the engagement, or they smoke themselves off and they sit. When the molly doesn't land, they realize it, which means that as they're coming up around the pillar, they have to look at barrels, which means they're exposed onto the other players. It's just, it's a domino effect of this isn't a very good take. And now the money's going to be healthier for Timbermen unless Flom can do something wild in these 25 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think so. It's probably just going to be Timbermen playing passively around the bomb and Flom saving the AK into the next round. But you're absolutely right. I mean, the whole purpose of that Molotov is to put a ton of pressure onto the Toxic Barrels player and force him to make a move. Like you said, when it doesn't happen, they get really comfortable there and are able to do a ton of damage. In that case, only one frag, but still, it was enough to throw Mythic completely off balance. So 7-6, Timbermen retake that lead, and they save 4 rifles, so the economy has stabilized in a significant way there, especially heading into the latter part of this first half. Over on Mythic, Flom AK save, but he doesn't get the loss bonus, and the rest of his team, they're likely not going to force up around him because they need that money in the final round to get a proper buyout. So Flom's, if he goes down in this round, will have to settle for a pistol in the next, or maybe just an SMG, we'll see.
But if he aces, though,
then they win the round and everything's fantastic. Yeah.
what if he aces, but the last one's after the clock?
Then
Could still lose. There's a theoretical world where you ace but lose the round.
yeah.
Hard to do on T side. More common
Yes,
on
I
the
was gonna
CT
say.
side.
Usually you have the bomb planted in those situations. Frankie's going to get the opener onto Freakazoid, so not
He's
starting
not
off
having a
very
good
promising.
day.
Yeah.
They've been doing this solo freak play out towards long, and he's been caught by a lot of people. I mean, the 4-on-11 scoreline shows it. 8's going to be down as well. So now, Dare gets a bit of a shooting gallery. The flank's developing. Frankie is pushing that. Maybe a chance to punish him, perhaps,
flash.
but they're not looking his way, and so the first one goes. It's only one. But you're not expecting much. Truck Lever can get back to a gun. Maybe there's something. But he's stuck,
He's pinned, yeah.
and he knows it.
Oh,
There's a gun. I think Flom threw one him.
Yeah.
To him.
nice little
That's
play by
teamwork right
Flom.
there.
Absolutely.
Teamwork.
I get those taps, Truck Lever. Let's see what you got.
Well, it's kind of stalling out here. 25 seconds. They need to go. If they're going to go. Or they need to go. Away. They're not. Those are 2 ripping shots. All right. Okay. We got a game on our hands. Truck Lover's
What?
about to be dead. He'll stare right into the eyes of Shane as the
No.
death blow is delivered, but at least a little bit of spice injected on the end of this. And it might actually cause some problems. It's not all perfect in the Timberman camp. I think Shane can drop the up.
They're
And
okay, I
actually,
think.
he'll be all right. With that one drop
Yeah.
gun, they're okay. Mythic, let's see what they got in the last round.
Pretty good for them. As mentioned, Flom, well, he gets a Galil because I think he got a frag in that previous round, so that helped out for his money. And it's okay. It's okay for Mythic. Definitely better for Timbermen after winning that round, but man, Truck Lover made it so very close. Just didn't have enough time to get that plant off because he was being flanked out, but always nice to see a little bit of spice here from this Mythic squad. They've got 5 players going in towards the A site, 4 of them at long, only 1 left behind over at Fountain. Might end up at short A, but Mythic are wasting no time clearing out this space.
Dare's gonna check it. Dare's gonna check it. Anyone have the gun out? Oh, nope, not quite. Now they do. And Dare just poking and prodding, collecting kills. He's been dropped damage onto Snav. And need to chase it. This could get spicy. We've got an even situation and Snav is gone. So Bomb going down 7 rounds out of this half would be phenomenal as far as Mythic's concerned. It's looking like a likelihood. Freakazoid made it, but he got the bomb down first. 2-on-2 into the post. Both players coming from the same angle. Controlling towards bank. Controlling bathrooms. Positioning. No smoke either, and Truck Lover just gonna run him right over to send us to the half.
break up, don't speak for a couple of weeks. I'll be in his place till he calls and says he's sorry. This situation's on repeat, just like a scratch on a CD. It just gets deeper when you hit rewind.
And we're back here. Into the action.
Welcome back.
Team Mythic managed to find 7 rounds. I mean, it was looking rough at moments, but they seem to have those burst through rounds where timbermen leave a little bit of a gap and it gets exploited. So 7 rounds in the wash is going to be good. Now the question is just, what do timbermen have to show us on their attacking hand?
What can you show us, timbermen?
John, get off the ace. It's just, it's not the way.
Cooper,
it's not the way.
Catch on jitter here. Come on.
Oh, that's a nice boost up. So while Flum's lost, Truck Lover is found. Now Snav tagged up. He's being taken out of place. Somehow Shane keeps this down to a 1v2. Into space. Freak straight into the fight. This time, he will be precise. So pistol round 1 for Mythic.
Yeah, nicely done. Truck Lover, like I said, not usually the player you see at the top of the scoreboard, but I guess when you get retweeted by Counter-Strike, that gives you some sort of buff, like plus 100 skill or something. I have no idea, but he is playing really, really well. That last finish at the end of the first half, just incredible little 2K to completely shut the Timberman out of the bomb site, and right there gets a couple of nice ones on the pistol round, tying things up 8-8.
It's all about confidence, you know?
Yeah.
Getting retweeted by CSGO gives you confidence. All good.
Give me
Seems like we're going to get a
confidence,
confident push through the smoke here, but they have taken a lot of nade damage. And now Cooper, he's going to start to clean things up. So he gets in, and it's an Abadir full house as the brothers combine for all 5 kills.
Yeah, Freak couldn't let Cooper get the ace. Had to keep his ego in check there.
3's enough.
Yeah. 3 is enough as Mythic have the lead again. I think the lead has changed hands 3-4 times so far throughout this map. Timbermen will have guns in their hands, though, for the first time here in the second half. Going to be AKs across the board. Freakazoid tossing some early util here towards Fountain. Now he's going to move his way in Connector. He's by his lonesome, though, because Mythic are stacking towards the B site. They do have a bonus round on that move. That's why they're choosing to gamble stack.
It's pretty much what they ran on their pistol round, actually. Kind of rinse repeated the same strat, which now is going to see them take some control here towards construction. As they get the information, they might rotate numbers back up top. Well, Flom's going all the way. If he rounds this corner, Jitter should be posted for it. Flom's going for the push here. Going for the peeky poo. This kill could determine a lot. Just holding it passive, I suppose. So Flom's actually gotten past, and now he's got the deep angle, so they're going to be able to rotate up the numbers and count on Flom's early warning if this comes back towards B. Flashbang shown on site. It could wind up being a rotation. That bomb's still not picked up.
Flom can get this kill, too.
I haven't seen anything. Oh, no. Oh, the footsteps are being heard now. Flom, when does he start activating on this flank? This is going to go in towards A, but they've got so much information on the Mythic side. He's heard everything. He knows it all. You see hate withdrawing, but that's largely just so that he can be prepared in case it winds up being a connector bailout. And he's actually grouping up to join his team up top. 25 seconds. The option's not going to be available to bail out of this. Here comes the swing. There comes the check. Good shot for Shane. Stack doesn't matter if you can't kill him. But the kill's starting to come back the other way. And Truck, again, having big impact here. It's hard to stop him once he's got a full head of steam. And it's all on a dare. Has to fight forward. Has to fight into Truck. And he's got so little time to do. So Truck's just trying to stay alive. It's the chase down here. But, of course, how are you going to outrun a Truck?
You can't. And Truck playing at Truck effectively there with a 4K. Unbelievable stuff. Not often that you have a player at the same name as the call out they're playing in. But there you have it. Some people call it Optimus, I guess. But either way, 10-8 in favor of Mythic. Truck Lover with a 4K leading the server at 17-12. And not forgetting that Mythic pulled that off in the bonus round. So their economy is doing quite well, at least for Flom and Truck Lover, which can support the rest very easily if they do happen to fall here. Thing is, oh, what a chonky nade as well. Shane goes down to 30, Frankie down to 73, and Jitters also got caught down to 62. I think that was after that, though. Truck Lover taking out another one. Finally does go down, and Cooper has to be careful here as he will fall too, but he did get a couple before he is dropped. Frankie might be able to pick up a rifle here if he goes on forward, but he's a little bit wary, and now with Jitter down, it's a very tough ask from Frankie. The good news is Timberman at least doing a little bit of economic damage Bad news is that economy is already pretty healthy for Mythic, so if they keep these 3 players standing, pretty good situation for them. And they do.
Sorry, John. I was just hearing a nice thumping coming from my PC.
Yeah, I was wondering.
I'm gonna investigate that real quick. All good. All good. Hopefully not concerning.
Yeah, something from a PC is not a good thing.
All good.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. This is fine. It's not like I depend on this machine for my livelihood. This is fine, John.
Do you have water
I think it
cooling,
might just
or-
be a hard drive that's getting a little wonky, so we're all good. Got backups for that.
Yeah, you're good. As long as it's not your main hard drive.
No, it might just be a reminder that I need to back up some like video files and things and saved clips and whatnot. And meme faces. That's where I keep my meme face folder, John.
Oh, yeah, that's always important.
Need to have that ready. Shane, he's ready for a little bit of a peeky poo from Flom. Is there a flash for this? No, there's not. So, down goes Flom. Dry peek there, going to be punished. Trying to swing this, and Jitter. Again, that flash a little bit late coming through from water. We're going to have 2 players down. Very nice entries on for the Timbermen. And now, just a little bit more work to do. And they've got a B site.
Not sure what this read is from Mythic either.
Yeah, I mean, I think they didn't see anything, so they're thinking maybe it was a fake, but here comes the take. Cooper's got the kill up top. He needs to shift down if he's going to help his teammate. Hate getting that kill. Might actually commit them back in, because look at the health on Darren Jenner.
Wow.
Oh, if there were nades. There is. Freak has a nade. Freak is an
goodness.
HE. Where does this go?
Oh, no.
Finds the healthy player.
Yeah.
Finds the healthy player, but everyone's a soft target now. Problem is, with Cooper's op, doesn't really matter. 1 shot, 1 kill. Unless he's shooting them through wood. Not going to make a difference. The op in Dare's hand as well. Bogdan says that should be okay. Now, saving these guns is going to be a trick. Got to get very far away from this bomb. We'll already start the path.
Yeah, they know it. And they will indeed save, but still, I mean, if the nade goes in the right direction, perhaps towards Monster instead of the site proper, who knows what the difference could have been, but as it stands, Mythic deciding to save those guns.
It's exactly why they had the healthy player plant, right? You know, if there's
yeah.
an HE, it's exactly going to that position. Just the most confirmed damage that you can get. They'll never know, at least until they check the VOD, how close they were.
Indeed. But Timbermen deserve a lot of credit for the way they played at the opening moments of that round, right? Getting those 2 entries and really giving themselves the space and the time to do whatever the heck they like. Even though Hate does get 1 in almost a second. If Hate gets 2 in that situation, then entirely different round. But once he falls, then Mythic cannot do much more into the round. So, 11-9. Mythic still a 2-round lead. Buff the Timbermen here. Truck Lover playing right out in the open here in front of the Monster exit, and he takes a ton of damage from the spam. Oh, that nade could take him down. It does. Great toss from Jitter.
Explosion out. They found the weak point. They're exploiting it again. Here towards Monster. Also deal with Hate at construction, which could be a bit of an interesting look, especially with Cooper now making his way into heaven. Oh, they're not clear. They're not checking. That's a bit of a blunder.
Oh my
Bombs confirmed
goodness.
and dropped down. Cooper's lost. They're going to make life uncomfortable. This Molotov slows them down in retrieving the bomb. Counter utility will set up the plant. They're comfortable.
They're waiting.
Well, they were comfortable with heaven. The boost up. Oh, such a risk here from Flom. He only sticks around for a moment, knowing how dangerous it could be. They've hesitated on this bomb plan. Now the play comes back through from Monster. There's a little bit of space for it, and they're flying full confidence in, and it's going to work out beautifully. Freakazoid swinging the corner, swinging the angle. It's all out of Jitter now, and while he will find the first, that's all he Jets, Mythic still in full control here. They move on to 12.
That's such a split-second decision. A couple of them for Mythic, right? You see Flom on the boost. Like you said, he didn't see much and knew how dangerous the situation was. So they immediately drop down, rotate around, and Hate stays behind, activates with the utility. A couple of flashes. I think one of them thrown over to him. He throws the first and the second immediately. Coordination perfect. The other two Mythic players were just full sending it to the site. They knew that Timbermen would be a lot of trouble if they were stuck on site proper. And two players were. They were literally bumping heads into each other. Couldn't see where they were going because of the flashbangs. And easy frags found. Only Jitter was left standing. And yes, he had sight lines on a couple of players, but only got one before falling. Great little bit of a retake there by Mythic that they just pulled off. Three-round lead restored as well. Timbermen still enough money in the tank to get a full buy-up in terms of rifles, but utility, oh my goodness, utility. It is very light and gets even lighter now. Only a smoke and a Molotov left for their proper execute.
That's a nice find early. That takes out the A-lurk, right? It means that the temptation to rotate early isn't really going to be there. And actually, Timberman's going to shift in. Thinking that fighting that one lurker, seeing no presence behind it, might have brought numbers down towards B. I'm going to try their look at A. It's not a bad read just because we have this aggro position from Flom. It's a lot of control. Shane. Oh my god, Shane. He just walks the smoke. He just walks it and he's got two.
Wow.
Talk about swinging around on its head. They were playing anti-flash, but no flash was around.
Oh, freak.
Oh, freak. Oh, freak. They're going to push the smoke. Dare's just going to play the
It's gonna
fade.
fade.
Three positions come in, but in the meantime, well, they have B. The awkward part is no one's looking. Freak's wandering around out in the open, and he'll be exposed. On to Cooper now, who has no safe haven to hide in. He's got to fight forward because there's nowhere to go back to. Jitter, well, he'll make that a quick decision.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Freak was thinking in that situation, to be quite honest with you. Better play, given that the smoke had just faded, would be to stay in bathrooms, perhaps, and just try and hold an angle or hide yourself around the corner. Instead, he kind of wanders into no man's land and looking towards the site, gets completely blindsided, and that is pretty much the round right there. 10 picked up by Timbermen, so both teams in double-digit territory, and Mythic's money has, well, run out. They were on a double save, and they said, well, let's buy up here. It's going to be 3 5-7s. And a little bit of util. You have Freak on the A1S. Could do some damage there. And they're leaning pretty heavily in towards this B site. Right now it's the right read, but Timbermen are not really committed here. Got the nades tossed forward and they missed the mark entirely. No one on Mythic taking any damage from that volley of nades. We got a couple. Freakazoid gets one back, and that's all the damage he'll find. Hate manages to at least get a trade back, Mike, but a lot of damage taken in return.
It's not done yet, exactly.
Nope.
It's not looking great for Mythic, but the fight's still coming their way, and Hate is pressing forward. Hate,
Oh
you
my
madman.
goodness.
Hate, you
This
madman.
could
They're
work.
going to play this together. Frankie swinging into it. There's the first kill. The second comes in. It's spicy, but Dare will be the last survivor.
Wow. I mean, look, what a bold play from Hate, and given the situation that round, why not give it a shot? And it almost works out. He gets one, and then the second one by his teammate, but at the end of the day, it's the op that wins out. 11th round found for Timbermen, and now Mythic, with that force buy in the previous one, are going to be on the full-on save. Only a little bit invested into this round. Truck Lover gets full armor and a kit. I'm not sure why, because he doesn't have a rifle or an upgraded pistol to work with. Interesting decision making. A nade and a flash also get spotted up here by Mythic. Maybe they're expecting for a gun to be dropped to the ground from the USP stack on the B site, and they'll throw it immediately to Truck if he's still alive. But as it stands, that's interesting purchase. A
little bit of repositioning, leaving themselves a jitter. Despite having everybody here, it's only going to result no so much because they have USPs. 2 kills ain't bad considering it's a full USP round. But for Timbermen, now this is the chance. You've already brought it tied up. Now let's see if you can burst in the lead. Truck Lover on that MP9. Very little arrayed around him. Some decent utility here and there, but Gap certainly no op for Cooper. And let's see what the Timbermen can do.
think I would have preferred Trek to just get the body armor and a little bit more util. But we'll see. We'll see if it pans out. 140 on the clock. Snap.
Faster play here
Yeah,
for Timbermen.
Spotted some
quick into
bodies
it.
as well.
It's Dare as well with that op, right? So it's a bit of a spicy one. They're actually going to commit a smoke to potentially just getting him out of this angle. They're challenging the smoke on the fade. This time they're looking for it. They're not waiting for the anti-flash, but he's still going to win the duel. And, okay, not going to get away. That is a good punish here for Mythic. Okay, Dare. All right.
What?
Roll the dice. You just figured he'd just shoot a no-scope through, see if he could hit a player.
And then pulls out the USP and starts spamming it as well. He could get
spice in here.
Yeah, they got hate, but Shane took a lot of damage, and then Flom gets the trade. So Mythic are hanging on here. Still 56 seconds left on the clock, and Flom is thinking about that repeat. He wants to go around, and it's not the right idea. Dare immediately drops him to dirt. Now a 3v2 advantage. Mythic. Both players are spread out here, one per site pretty much. So, I mean, Timbermen just have to choose one and go.
Pick your brother.
Yep.
30 seconds. They're waiting for that extra repeat. They're waiting for that extra bit of curiosity. And actually, Freak's wary that a player could have gotten all the way around long.
Cooper.
He's wondering what they're waiting for. Cooper's going to find the timing on Snav. Now this gets interesting. It's just a fight towards sight. Cooper's actually got decent position for it. Is he being held for it? No, he's being smoked for it. But the spam.
They're not looking.
It's actually Freak who's going to get killed. He's spotted Dare as well. He's pulling that off forward. That allows Cooper out on the angle. That's a snappy shot, but whoa, Freak just misses the jump. Might have had the kill if he had. As it is, though, knife out, trying to run around. Dare will stay alive.
Dare made that look a lot easier than it actually was, because he has to be aware of two different positions, doesn't know when they're going to push up. There's a smoke already thrown towards construction. Cooper pushes up past it, and Dare spots him, manages to get the flick, and then the movement required to get away from Freakazoid, who was also collapsing in on the bomb site, was pretty incredible. Nicely done from Dare, and he hits the final shot to clutch out the round. Timeout going to be called, I believe, by Mythic here, as Timbermen have pulled off a nice little win streak and retaken the lead. Truck Lover, after hitting 18 frags, I think he was 18 and 14 at one point. He's really stalled out.
Maybe needs an oil change.
Perhaps so.
New transmission fluid. Some in there. Again. Get an oil change for my car. Oh, real world. Everything's happening at once, John. Taxes, oil changes.
I know the feeling.
Registration renewed. Goodness. It's a adulting thing. Could just slow down sometimes. That'd be cool.
Just gotta make it slow down, Mike.
Make it slow
You
down.
will it to slow down.
Will it to slow down? I need to learn these techniques. Cooper's got an R8. And actually, R8. Is it just me, or is that logo in the HUD for the R8? Is that barrel way longer than the CS R8?
It may very well be. The thing is, we have a very weird FOV, so I don't know. It could be actually, though. I don't know.
It could be. I'm curious about this, actually, where they pulled the revolver from. Because that the R8 is a pretty snub-nosed revolver. And, hold on. No, yeah, I still think so. That's like a Wild West, like, long barrel revolver, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
all right. Let's see if it's going to work. They've got the numbers on site. They've got everybody here. Here it goes. It's high no. It's high no. It's high no. And, well, hey, got something. Finally, Freak will have some damage, but that's all it is.
Yeah, I think Shane wasn't really aware of what he saw for a moment. He's like, what, did I see someone? I don't know, I'm backing off. Ah! A little bit of a panic set in there, but he still gets the frag because he's up against inferior firepower, just the pistols, and Timbermen do indeed secure it despite a slightly scary moment. Not really, it was pretty much in full control. 14-12 in their favor. They've got, I think, 7 rounds in a row at this point. Mythic really were on a tear. But Timbermen striking back with a vengeance. An op, 3 A1Ss, and an A4 coming through for Mythic, though. Need some more of that truck lover magic.
I think the big adjustment came for Timberman, even on this T side, right? But in the first half as well, when they started just kind of waiting.
Yep.
And letting Mythic play into them. Because Mythic have been, well, antsy to say the least. Cooper's demonstrating it nicely here. He's going for the aggression down in towards construction. We've seen a lot of these, a lot of pushes, a lot of plays, a lot of peaks, a lot of this, that, and the other thing. That means that if you trust yourself to be able to execute with less than 30 seconds left, you can take the beginning of the round. Just wait and see if something's going to play into your hands.
I mean, I understand the aggression, especially on a map like Overpass. You want to try and take that control pretty quickly and early on in the round, but you have to temper it and make sure that you don't go too far, which is what Mythic isn't necessarily doing sometimes. Cooper's got a chance to get an opener, and there it is. Jitters dropped. 5v4 for Mythic, and 50 seconds left on the round.
Okay, there we go. Nice opener from Dare. Time going to be an issue, but you are right. Taking out the op, though. Very nice. There's still mollies here. Truck lover's got a molly and a flash. Or a smoke, rather. He can stall this out, but it needs to be delivered now. It's going to be a little too late now. Just based on the timing, this utility should have come out. It's way too late. You got a bit of ground, a bit of space. The mollies are very close to their path of choke point. A truck. He's going to have to commit. Full on 1 for 1. 2 on 2. Now remaining on the site. 8 coming around the flank. Yeah, it's in the open. Oh, just
man.
barely limping away. Freak can deliver a nade. It doesn't quite land, but the bullets do. And no bomb plant either. Money shouldn't be an issue here for the Timbermen, but
still
a real chance for Mythic to take this to the full 30.
Yeah, bomb plant would have been better for Timbermen because you get an additional $800 in the bank account and you softened the blow, but now they're going to have to invest down quite a bit more. Dare wants to get the op up and running again too. Money's dry for the Timbermen should they lose this round. If they win, it's fine, but Mythic pulling out a nice one there. The trades, very important, continue to come through for them. They made it a lot more winnable right before that bomb got planted, which it didn't, of course, because of Freak's play. Dare throwing that flashbang for long A. Cooper's fully blinded. Oh, actually, he turned away from it. Then he goes back and gets Frankie. Nice little play. His head gets spotted by Dare. Cooper needs to be careful on the retreat. He does get away, and Dare gets connected on down to 3.
Oh, goodness. All right. A chance here for Cooper. He's backing away, and actually there's no pressure out party, so they're flashing like they expect to be caught here, but it's not going to happen. There's still this lone presence, but the rest of the Timberman team are working other parts of the map. You got the bomb here by Snav. Just checking, making sure nothing happened down the connector. As we hit a minute, you want to keep an eye on that bomb. If Snav goes too far forward, you're going to be in a situation where Jitter needs to stay alive to regain it if they want to take it A. Actually, Jitter's facing. Oh, this could get a little wild. A little weird. A little out of control. 4 players down in towards the B site. As I say that, Cooper will shift back up top. And the bomb's retrieved. 35 seconds. Got to make it all the way towards site and get a bomb plant. If Mythic don't overextend here, that kill will help. Seeing that it's just the lurk, time is such an issue for Timberman. I know I've been complimenting the way they've been playing with patience, but this one, they got slowed up, and not being able to get that kill back on Cooper stalled out.
Yeah, no, they got to save now. No choice. I mean, the money's completely gone for the Timbermen, and off 2 AKs and all the seam kill, along with the body armor, so important to hang on to. They're going to toss a smoke. Free could do so much damage, but no, Dare denies him, and that will be the end of the hunt for Mythic because time is up. 14-14, all tied up, though. And we are indeed going the distance, the full 30. It's been so back and forth that it's very appropriate that we've come to this point.
A little bit of time being taken here to talk things over ahead of this penultimate, potentially, round. So the Timbermen, clock gets against him in the last one. Do we maybe see a faster play here? It's been working well for them to go for the patient play, to wait for the overextension. But the thing is, in that round, Mythic did it right? They got the first kill. They fade the players back towards site, and they're content to sit.
Nice adjustment there from Mythic, right? Not going for the typical aggressive play that they've been doing pretty much every single round on their CT side, and instead letting the clock run out. Like you said, they find that frag on the Timberman player that was trying to come in late from construction, and Flom just completely destroyed him. There was nothing he could do at all. And after that, Timberman decide, you know what? We don't have the money to go for this. We have to keep the rifles up and running and then go for a force buy after that for the two players that need it, which is Frankie and Jitter. Mac 10 and a Tech 9. Util's actually pretty good. They didn't use much of it because they obviously didn't end up going for an execute. Still anyone's game here. Shane sitting at the top of the scoreboard, 26 and 18, followed closely by Dare, who's at 23 and 11. I think Dare has had a lot of more of the impressive and impactful frags, to be honest. Some ridiculous clutches coming through from him. And over on the Mythic side, usual suspect of Cooper, but Truck Lover has been implicated a lot. I think Freak more in the second half than the first for sure has started to wake up, and Flom as well.
We've seen the moments, right? It's sort of been about who's taking the initiative and which round. Been a lot of that all over the map. We just had a mouse issue. Maybe a mouth issue as well to resolve for Mythic. Apparently that's all said and done. Maybe just need to plug the thing in. A classic. But here we go. Who we got in this final round? Potentially. Second to final. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. What I am seeing, though, is that Freakazoid gets a nice nade, well placed among the pack. Take out Snap. Ooh!
Oh, what a spot!
You gotta move. You gotta move once you get seen, Frankie. I don't know whether he was lining it up and didn't see it, but whatever it is, tries to get his teammates out towards sight. He will succeed in that. Now things get cheeky. Jitter 1-for-1 traded from heaven. You still got hate down low here, and Freakazoid finding that kill that makes life so difficult, and it's a non-starter. And without the bomb plant here, the money's run out. So Mythic, they potentially just outlasted the Timbermen, and now they get a chance to close.
That's just such a brilliant play by Hate. Definitely, it was just Frankie trying to line up the util and trying to support his team, which he did, like you said, but Hate gets the spot and just unloads perfectly in terms of his spray control and aiming in the right spot. Well done. 15-14 in favor of Mythic. They've got a chance to close it out here, and the buy-up, as mentioned, going to be very limited because of how the economy was going for the Timbermen. They're going to have 3 pistols, make that 4 pistols, and a Mac 10. Still a decent chunk of util to work with, and we've seen them pull off rounds like this before, but their backs are against the wall, literally. They need to win this one just to push it into overtime. There's a spot again.
All right. Try and just knock down the wall. It works for a moment, but once they're in the breach, they can't hang on. All the bodies here for Mythic. All the numbers on. They read this. Go down to the 2v2. This is spicy. The Deeks could see the way through. Bomb is down is the problem.
Back 10.
They are going to have to finish here. Snav? Oh, he's been spotted. He's been spotted. I was going to say he's got a cheeky bit of an angle, but now they're fully aware. Mythic just wants to fight. Good damage done here from Toxic. Here comes the swing, and the kills are there. No. Mythic, they'll take the first map, 16-14. It's as close can be. It felt like, for a moment there, Mythic might have just been out of their depth.
Yeah.
Timberman might be able to put them in their rearview mirror, but the truck sped right back into the fray.
Unbelievable stuff. And not just Truck Lover, a Flom, CSGO Cooper, everyone